This is Robert, and that was my cat who doesn't like me. But there's people have been asking me to see Robert and do a little video on Robert and all the rest of it. I normally do this kind of work on the side. I normally didn't want to branch off into my channel with this kind of stuff. It triggers some people, but decided I would do what I normally don't use very much. But we done a PARATEK session. Now we were trying to get relevant words in relation to the supposed history of this doll. Now, many words came up that I normally don't hear on a PARATEK. But what I want to say is, us that investigated a place called Sharon Rectory. So we got family members and we got paranormal investigators that investigated Sharon Rectory. Let's focus on that, because there is a couple of different things that has come up in that PARATEK session that is relevant to, seems to be relevant to a Sharon Rectory. Now we do a PARATEK session, loads of words come out, we can make stories fit. But one of the two of the things that came up here was two names. One of those was the name Lily and the other was Emma. Those are the two daughters that belong to Sharon Rectory. Victoria Lily and Emma, which was very, very interesting. I wasn't expecting that to come up on the PARATEK. We got other words coming up, and we have them coming up a number of times. We have yard. Now, obviously this house does not have a yard, but Sharon Rectory has stable yard. The question is, has there been paranormal activity associated with that stable yard? I don't know the full history of it. I haven't read it. Maybe a family member or another investigator can fill me in on that. I don't want too much of the history. I don't want to jeopardize my investigations there. Now, another one that came up was Kitty. Now, Kitty refers to cats. The house has a few cats. I was wondering, are they referred to as Kitty? Records was another one that came up. In my interview with Emma, you will know that they have been looking through the records to find more and more history about the house. And they also went to the graveyard to do with that research. There may be other words that are relevant to Sharon Rectory. I do not know. But is it relevant? Is the words relevant to the doll? I am not 100% sure. But we decided we'd give this a go. But when I done the PARATEK session, it just spelled out Sharon Rectory for some reason. But we're going to run it anyway and see what you think. A very, very interesting PARATEK session. I normally don't use apps. I do not trust a lot of apps. But I know Appy Droid, he comes into the channel now and again. I'm subscribed to his channel. He works with ITC, so if there was any app that I would trust would be the PARATEK. And I have seen it coming up with some very unusual words relevant to people's investigations and stuff. I haven't been overly successful with it because I haven't used it that much. But this one was kind of strange. And to me, trying to get information from this doll, I reckon forget about the doll and look into the investigations of Sharon Rectory possibly. I could be wrong though, but some of those words had spelled out Sharon Rectory for me. So let's have a go, let's have a run with this. But before we go, a little close up of the doll. This is, it's called BETH Robert. Now the story goes, I bought this off a paranormal investigator. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I was sent the wrong doll. We done a spirit box session with the doll and came up with absolutely nothing. And reckoned that the cushion that this doll is sitting on was more haunted than the actual doll. But that doll was sent back, the correct doll was sent to me. And I'd done a spirit box session and it came up with some interesting stuff in that. So I decided I'd try something different, try the Paratek today, a little bit more relaxing sort of viewing that you don't have to put on the headphones, but maybe put on the headphones and maybe whispers come through, I don't know. But yeah, as it says, don't fully I don't fully trust apps, but I thought this one was pretty interesting, but not for the reason that we were doing this video. Actually, previous investigation, possibly. So if anybody is watching that is part of the family or part of the investigation, and if this Paratek session fits in any more than the words that I have come up with here, make some comments. You know, give us some feedback or whatever. But we're going to run the Paratek now anyway, and oh yes, I was about to say, this doll, there was a lady, apparently the story is, the lady's name was Beth. She called this little doll Robert. She collected dolls, not necessarily haunted, but the people that got the items after she had passed possibly believed that she liked her collection so much that she may be attached to some of the objects. So, and the paranormal investigator did not make any bold claims. They said they'd done a spirit box session, the name Beth came up, the name Robert came up, and another few names and that. But I keep that information in the background. I do not sort of use it to try and get information. I try to get information from a blank sheet, to be honest. But let's run the Paratek, and you know, yeah, I thought this was pretty interesting. I don't put my 100% faith in this, because as it says, words come up, I can make it fit. I can make it fit any story I want. In this case, I could make it fit Sharon Rectory, but is it pareidolia in a sort of way? I don't know, but I can't seem to make it fit any other investigations, which is interesting. So let's run this. Okay. Present. It was the first word that came out just before the camera. Trouble. Am I in trouble? I'm getting fluctuations around the 1 milligauss reading around the doll. Not 100% sure what that is at the moment. Africa. Did the lady that owned this doll, did she go to Africa? according to the paranormal investigator that owned this doll, this doll was
kind.
Was it kind? Was she kind? Her name was Beth. She died in 2017. She had collected different kinds of dolls, not necessarily haunted, but apparently she called this one Robert. It's a very unusual doll. Faster. That could be a random word. The paranormal investigator did not hunt her. The paranormal investigator did not do much investigation with this doll except a spirit box, few spirit temperature. I am reading temperature. Yes. Could be a random word, I don't know. Right, I'm trying to tell the story here. The paranormal investigator rates. The paranormal investigator said that a number of names came out. One of those names was Beth. I recently done a spirit box session with this doll, and with a number of other dolls. The name Beth came through on the spirit box. I had not mentioned the word Beth. Do you know? She kept, yes, she kept dolls. She kept these dolls. I do take these, I don't put all my faith into these stories. But I feel there's a little bit of, there's some element of truth coming through spirit box sessions with this doll, you know? Information, yes, we're looking for information. We're looking to see if does Beth still, is she still attached to the doll? The EMF is fluctuating. I'm trying to get a light on here. Try to get the light holder. It's a while since I used this one, but I'm trying to get a light on here. Yes, right. We got a 1 point headstone. I wonder what's on her headstone. What's wrote on her headstone? Lick. Could be a random word. I'm going to try and come up a bit closer here. Okay. Instead. Right. Robert, you can hold the phone. In fact, I'll actually need to take the, I need to take the phone back here because it's going to, thermal. Vanguard, V-I-N-G-A-U-R-D. Is Beth still attached to this doll? Ran. Possibly a random word, folks. We're still on a...
Done.
Right. Oh, the cat has just got onto the computer. Go away. The cat just got on the computer and turned my computer on.
Least.
L-E-A-S-T. Least.
Quick.
Quick. Beth, are you still attached to this doll? I want you to know that we will look after this doll.
Killed.
Killed. It said in the, according to the paranormal investigator, the woman died at the age of 75 from old age. It doesn't really fully add up. Fear me. You know, people live longer, so I don't know. Mason. Is this one of your favourite? Ouch. Ouch. Was this one of your favourite dolls?
Vinegar.
Vinegar. Was this one of your favourite dolls?
Section.
Section. S-E-C-T-I-O-N. Was it a section of your dolls?
Seeker.
Seeker. S-E-E-K or...
Salvation.
Salvation. Salvation.
Now.
Can you tell me if there's an attachment to this doll?
Verb.
The paranormal investigator did not make any claims that this doll
Insects.
was haunted. Just that this was her favourite doll and Beth came out on the spur box. The question is, how did he conduct that spur box? Did he come up with the word or the name Beth? Because if he did, he could have jeopardised that spur box session. If you want to get information, do not... Malicious. Do not come up with a name. Let the spur box come out with a name without you mentioning it. Malicious. Help. Do you need help? What can we help you with?
Killed.
You came up with the word killed twice. Were you killed? Can you tell me why and how?
Dare.
Dare. Can you tell me why or how you were killed?
Mail.
By a mail? Or am I making these words fit my own agenda? Which I don't have an agenda, I just want to get information here.
Harry.
Right, Harry. Who's Harry? Who's Harry? Is Harry the male who killed you? No, there could be a completely kept. Were you kept prisoner?
Daniel.
Daniel. Was Daniel involved as well? There could be a completely different energy attached to this doll. We don't know. I'm not taking this information as gospel though. But it's interesting. Right. We got Daniel and Harry, we got killed, we got kept.
7.
7, so S-E-V-E-N. Is that number relevant? Can you tell me how it's relevant?
Up.
What have we got? Up.
Error.
Error. Was it a mistake that you were killed?
Informed.
Or did you die in hospital by an error? Informed.
Smoke.
Smoke. Did you die from a smoke-related illness?
Gender.
Gender comes up a lot. Gender is in the bank. But it comes up a lot in my PARATEK sessions. Does it refer to me? I don't know. Right. Did you die in the hospital?
Grace.
Grace. Did you die with grace?
YouTube.
YouTube? I never had YouTube come up. Yes, we're in turn. I'm doing this for YouTube. Is that okay? We want to document your story if that's okay. Yard. I don't have a yard, unfortunately. YouTube.
Yes.
Yes? Is it okay, yes? We want to document
No.
your story. Known, yes. You want your story to be known. This PARATEK session is very, very unusual. Up until now, I haven't been to hull. I don't know what hull means. H-U-L-L. Usually refers to a part of a ship. Don't know what's relevant in this case. But it's okay for your story to be told, to be known on YouTube.
Salvation.
Salvation. Salvation. I take I take apps with a pinch of salt, but I've seen some very, very interesting results from the Paratek. The Paratek is made by a guy called Apitroid, and he experimented with a couple of different versions of this. This is the one that he feels
Lily.
works the best. Lily. Lily is a word a name that's come into my life. I cannot, off the top of my head, remember. Oh yes, the Victoria Lily, a house we recently investigated.
Ava.
AVA.
Sacrilege.
Sacrilege. Sacrilege.
Vocal.
Vocal. You can be vocal on the camera. It would add to the story. Certainly would.
Noise.
Noise. Am I making too much noise? Or are you making noise? If you want to make noise, you make noise. It's okay with me. Did you like paper? Paper. What do you want the paper for? Do you want me to write?
Quarter.
Quarter. Don't know if that's a random word or what. Can you be more specific about it?
Yell.
Yell. Was that you that yelled in my hallway a couple of nights ago? I had yelling, and I had laughing,
Dog.
and I had crying. I had a couple of nights of no sleep, and I couldn't explain what was going on. I go out to the hallway, and it just went pure silent.
Samuel.
And that was ever since this doll arrived, and another Asian or Indian type doll that came. The very first night that those two dolls arrived, that's when the
Yard.
Yard again.
Device.
It's the first night in about device. Yes, we're using devices for you to communicate with, which reminds me that we've got
Question.
ask questions. If you want to ask questions, right? I got a door handle alarm here, which has not been modified to be turned into a REM pod, but it will work.
Indeed.
Without the modification. It's just a matter of putting an aerial and a light on it. But they don't have to be modified. There's a little bell on front of you, Robert. And if you want to use
Dessert.
that little bell to communicate with me, that's fine with us. You just bring your energy towards dessert, D-E-S-E-R-T. Probably a random word.
You are.
You are. I am what? I am what? There is a device in front of the door if you want to bring your energy towards that to let us know that you're here. You feel free to do so.
End.
I'm not asking you to jump through hoops, but if you want to show us that you are here.
Jesus.
Jesus. Are you with Jesus? Did you have faith in Jesus?
Outside.
Outside. Outside. I need to go outside. I've been stuck in here too long.
Utterly.
Utterly. UTTERLY. Yes, I utterly need to go outside. Which I am going to do after this. I need to go and collect my car. Who is attached to this doll? If you can come up with a name, it would be brilliant. So we can communicate.
6.
Number 6. Number 6 is not a name. But if number 6 is important to you, I'll respect that. Can you please use the device?
You have.
I have. You have. Yes. Can you use my phone screen?
Sacrilege.
Sacrilege. Yeah, I don't mean any disrespect, like. Right. I am going to push because there's a little bit of an environmental thing going on here. I'm going to put this on a couch.
Need.
The milligauss reading has gone down. The temperature, however, has gone up from 18 to 20.1 degrees. That, to me, is not significant because I have just turned on my heat, and the heat possibly is travelling around the room at slightly different temperatures.
7.
7. You come up with 7 again, second time. Did you die on the 7th? I don't know what 7 means. If you want to speak into the camera, I'll be quiet for a couple of minutes, not walk around the room.
Seek.
Seek.
There.
The milligauss readings are going up and down, and now it's 0, but they are moving around on the point system, not on the actual 1 milligauss or anything like that. So that's not significant
Highway.
to me because we've got electronic devices in the car or in the house here. As well as that, there's a phone going here, so it's not significant. What did you call the doll?
Pair.
Pair. P-I-R. Was the doll a pair? Was there 2 dolls? Because that's what I'm thinking.
Government.
Government, to me, it's not relevant. Not relevant in my life much. Government do things. It's on the news every day, and I don't listen to it. I have enough things to worry about. T-U-I-L-L. Is that relevant or is it a random word? It has
Leverage.
Leverage. L-E-V-E-R-A-G-E. That hasn't come up on my Paratech before. But could be
Visit.
the word that's in the Parabank, in the word bank. I don't know. Visit. Visit. There's
Old.
old. Well, that dull is not old. But I wouldn't be surprised if I have old.
Afterlife.
Afterlife comes up on the Paratech a lot. My channel name is Life Afterlife TV Productions.
Bread.
We do investigate the afterlife.
Interest.
It is an interest, yes it is. I work with the paranormal a lot of my time. Play. Yes, I play the radio. Radio spirit box.
Eat.
I need to eat. I didn't have my breakfast. Can you tell me who was making the noises in my hallway?
Do you?
To you. Can you tell me who was making the noises, the laughing, the crying,
Reason.
the screaming in my hallway, which has kept me up for the last number of nights? Last night was my first night of proper sleep.
70.
70. The information I've got that is that BETH died at the age of 75. Terms. I need to start coming up with terms and conditions. I don't want spirits keeping me up at night. I need to come up with some terms and conditions for sure.
Yard.
The yard is coming up. The YRD has come up the third time. And I do not have a yard. But if it's relevant to a spirit, possibly. Did a spirit die in the yard? I don't know. Lay. Spirit lay in the yard. Did someone die in the yard? See, I can make scenarios up to all these words. Most of them anyway. But, you know...
Afraid.
We all get afraid sometimes. Were you afraid to die? Were you afraid of what was to come next? The unknown. Information that we don't get until we die.
Queen.
Well,
Vowel.
this doll came from England. Did you like the Queen? Vowel. V-O-W-E-L. Upper. Quite. Words now that are not, I don't feel like.
UK.
UK, yes. I just said UK. Well, I didn't say UK, I just said over in England. UK, yes. Never had UK come up. Look at this in small writing.
Periodical.
I never had UK come up on that, but it could be what it's in there.
No.
Then again, I don't use it that much.
Office.
Office. Yes, you're in my office. You're in my office where my computer is, where my studio is. This is where it all happens.
Violence.
Violence. No violence here. No violence here. Keep to myself. Don't even know who the neighbours are. I'm here 2 years. There is violence sometimes outside though. But I say red. Red. Is that your favourite colour? One of my favourite colours. Can we get back to
Emma.
this? Huh? Emma. Earlier on I got Lily. I just come up with Emma. I haven't had Emma come up on that. Those two names are relevant to a recent investigation. Is that why this word comes up? Is that why this name came up? I've Emma and I've had Lily.
Different.
Different. Different. I had Emma and I had Lily come up on this session. Both of those names are relevant to a house investigation I done a couple of weeks ago and an first investigation just over a month ago. Those two names are relevant.
Order.
Those investigations, big time. Order.
Engine.
Engine. Yes, I've interest in cars. I have a car. It's not going so well at the moment, but I've got a car. Feel. Yes, I do feel a little bit drained right now. If that's relevant.
Yourself.
Yes, myself. Yes, I feel drained.
Debbie.
Debbie was on our other channel the other night.
Action.
Yes. Action. These names are relevant. Debbie was on her second channel the other night looking at other people's live streams. Debbie reviews some of her evidence. She doesn't actually come on camera. She's a very shy person, but she's very interested in EVP evidence and visual
Trouble.
evidence, and likes to review things frame by frame. It's weird these names are coming out.
Quench.
Quench your thirst. I'm going to make a cup of tea in a minute when I finish this. Can we get back to the subject in hand, hey? I want to know the name of the person that's attached to this doll.
Decompose.
Oh, gee, man. Decompose.
1.
One as in O-N-E. Can we get back to the subject in hand? And if you can come up...
Save.
Save.
Eerie.
Who is attached to this doll?
Gauze.
Gauze. If I lost communication, please come up with a name.
Idiot.
Idiot. Brilliant. Am I an idiot? You calling me an idiot? It wouldn't be the first time I was called a name. Where we get insulting words. Having said that, that word comes up a lot. Not just on mine.
Rosaline.
Rosaline. R-O-S-A-L-I-N-E. Rosaline. I asked for a name, I got it.
You bet.
Yes. You bet, as in B-E-T, not B-E-T-H. If it was B-E-T-H, I'd be fucking really surprised. And shocked.
Kitty.
Kitty, yes, so we've got a little kitten here. And he runs around the place. He doesn't particularly like me, but he likes the dog.
Need.
Need. Can you tell me the colour of the kitty?
Opposite.
Opposite. I feel like the session was as exciting in the beginning. Was exciting in the beginning. I think it's gone stale now. So I'm going to finish, folks.
Graveyard.
Graveyard. Don't know if that's come up.
7.
7 keeps coming up. 7 keeps coming up. What relevant with the number 7? Please tell me.
Crafted.
Crafted. You. Right, I think we are heading into random words. I don't feel like there's a connection anymore.
Observe.
Yes, I was observing. I was observing. I'm still observing, but I feel like we're gone off on a tangent here.
Records.
Records. Right, I'm finished, I'm done, I'm finished.
Scanning stopped.
Yes, it has. Folks, that was interesting in the beginning. I don't normally use applications, But if you always wanted an ovilus, which costs a lot of money, maybe you consider using Apidroid instead and using the Paratek, because it uses a similar way of working. The Paratek is absolutely free. You can find it on the App Store. On the other side of that, the Ovilus is £700 or £800 as far as I can remember. So that makes the Paratek a very sweet deal. But like all our pieces of equipment that we use for paranormal investigations, we do not have one piece of equipment that can capture ghosts. There is no ghost catcher, and that is my kitten. That is my kitten, who is curious. There is no piece of equipment that can capture 100% without question a ghost or spirit. We use paranormal equipment as a tool, and very often one piece of paranormal equipment needs to be backed up with something else. So that is why our equipment is not 100% gospel. But I just thought I would try out the Paratek today. We use it a very, very odd time. Don't use applications an awful lot because I don't know what's in them. But because the Paratek comes from somebody that is interested in ITC, and I know the person is on our channel a lot, I put more trust in that than a random app that I will pick up on the App Store, where I would not find the history of who made it and for what purpose. You know, I'm going to leave it for now, folks. And yeah, this was a little bit interesting, you know. But yeah, we will do more work now and again with objects. You know, I'm a skeptic person, but I'm willing to look into these claims of attachment to object. It's become very popular on YouTube, but that's not why I'm doing this. I want to know for myself, you know. And at the same time, we have all different kinds of levels of belief. You know, I put up a video of a spirit box session in regard to a doll with supposedly having an attachment, and you know, I sometimes get the thumbs down, you know, and it triggers people. But we all have our beliefs. We are not going to agree with every single thing that the other person does. But one thing that I will not be doing is pretending my dolls have disappeared from one room and have appeared in another room. Unless that is possible, which I don't think it is. But we're not looking for dolls that are moving. We're looking for the attachment energy around the doll. Don't believe in possession of that object. I believe that these objects possibly are attracting spirits. People that were attracted to these objects and attached to these objects during their lifetime, their energy may be still attracted to those objects. It is a theory. Is it true? We don't know. But that's why we do a little bit of bits of experimentation and stuff. But I've blabbered on enough. I'll see you in the next video. And we have another second channel starting up. We are currently speaking about what we can do with that channel. There's a number of different ideas have come up, so I'll leave a link to that channel in the description below. I'll see you in the next one, folks.